A few nights ago, this beautiful boy here let me down by letting some stinky man up in my car while I was in the store for a literal, actual less than 5 minutes. Tonight, he did much better. Much, much better. The people didn't even have to be very close to the car to begin with, working on his redemption. And he would bark at him. I mean, I'm not kidding. They could be like 30 feet from him and he was barking at him. And then I had a chat with him and a talk with him and let him know, no, if they start to open my car door or they touch my car, then you bark at them. I went to another gas station, another store, and he didn't bark at those that he could see. And he waited to see if anybody touched the vehicle. He did really good. And there's been people who have said, oh, to train and teach your dog to be aggressive, you got to do this, you got to do that, or you got to have someone do this, or you got to do that. And I said, no. Because everything they were talking about having someone do was mean and aggressive and painful toward the animal. And I'm not about that. And back in the day when I was training my dogs before that I had that were young, we didn't have the ability of YouTube, as far as I know. There's little Miss N.A. She was just playing with my necklace. And my dog tag's hanging from it. And my lucky ring and lucky charms and things like that. I got a few different things. And I hear his sister is barking because they're still in the dog pen. They're still in the dog pen for the simple fact that I discovered today we got a flea infestation going on. And we have Seresto flea collars on every one of them. And my boy here was infested with fleas when I got him out of there. So I wanted to make sure I found something that would work to get rid of the fleas. And I do believe I found something that works to get rid of the fleas. And it is a essential oil that works wonders. I've used it for ridding myself of ants, mosquitoes, other things, and spiders and other insects. So far, it has worked great. I put some on him earlier, and the fleas I had found on him afterwards were dead. So it seems like this essential oil that I have found, fragrance oil, works miraculously. And I will be trying it on the girls tomorrow. I'm not doing it tonight. Being as it takes them several hours to fully dry. Even after I towel dry them. But I don't have real great big towels to use to dry them with and everything. And it takes a minute or two to wash them as well. I want them nice and clean and smelling good when I get done with them. But, as I was saying, my father and my brother have said to me, you want me to train your dogs for you? And I said, no. I don't want you training my dogs for me. Because I know what they'll do and what they have done to dogs in the past to train them to be aggressive. I do not want my dogs to be aggressive. I just want them to be good guard protectors and to be instinctual and natural. And being as these dogs were bred for what they were bred for, putting things into words and in a manner for them to understand is what they needed. And for the training for them, when he did what he did, I did something that I knew he wouldn't like. My animals are quite spoiled. And when they go from being spoiled to not being spoiled for several days, there is a big difference. They learn. They don't like not being spoiled. And they like being spoiled. So they then decide, hey, I'm going to start doing what this woman tells me she wants me to do. Because if I don't, I'm going to go back to being not spoiled. And I don't like that. I don't like hot, dirty water. I like fresh, clean water. They don't like hot, dirty water. They like fresh, clean water. They like to have their fresh food, their treats, their biscuits. And when they're in the dog pen, they don't get treats. They don't get biscuits. They don't get fresh dog food. They get dog food given to them and left with them. They get a bucket of water until it's empty. And that's usually until a later time of the day. If they dump it out themselves, then they have to wait. They don't get fresh, clean water immediately. They don't get to demand what they want. They get what they need when the time is applicable. If the time is not applicable at that time, then they don't get it. They get a 5-gallon bucket of water that may get changed once a day. If they dump it out, that's their own mistake. If they dirty it up, that's their own mistake. They can't dirty up the water or dump it out and demand for me to go and get them fresh water when I'm not right there near their water bucket and right there paying a lot of attention to it. When my puppies are with me, they are with me and I know everything that they need and that they want. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. But when they need water, they get water. When they need food, they get food. And then I have them do their certain tricks to be able to get their treats. It's like, for an example, right here, right now. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. You want your treat, don't you? Yeah, you do. And before I would go in the pen with them a lot of times, I'd make them sit and then down. Good boy. Good boy. And I'd make them lay down. And when they were in the pen, I would stand 25 feet from them and have them sit, then down, before I came and gave them each all a treat. And not only one of them had to do it. All three of them had to sit and down before I would give them a treat. A little tip on Great Pyrenees and a little tip for training as well. I might just set up a light and see about doing one of those sessions with the girls, being as they are still in the pen right now. Being as I'm not giving them a bath tonight or anything, and I'm still testing to make sure that the essential oil that I put on my baby boy here works out perfectly. Make sure it works out good. So, anybody wanting some dog tips, let me know. I know a lot of dog training tips, and a lot of them can help you with your dogs. They're not mean. They're not aggressive. I mean, look at this thing. Look at him. He's such a sweet, loving boy. I'm not mean and aggressive with him or anything like that. And he's such a good boy. It really hurt his feelings being in that dog pen for a few days. He literally cried being in the dog pen. I could hear him literally crying because he had to be in the dog pen and he couldn't be in with me. But just a video clip for y'all today. I come across a video earlier that gave me the idea of going ahead and making this recording just now. And I thought it would be a good one. But yes, to anybody out there that would like some dog training tips or anything like that, message me. Let me know. Comment. And I can give you some tips. Okay? Later, y'all. Bye.